Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. The NFL world was rocked this morning by a move that no one saw coming. The Baltimore Ravens have pulled off a stunning trade to bring in star wide receiver Terry McLaurin from the Washington Commanders. Yes, you heard that right. Terry McLaurin, one of the most reliable and explosive receivers in the league, is heading to Baltimore to catch passes from Lamar Jackson. And let me tell you, this is not just another offseason rumor or a random report floating around Twitter. Multiple sources close to the team are hinting that this deal has been in the works quietly for weeks, and now that it's done, the Ravens might have just changed the entire landscape of the AFC. Fans have been begging for a legitimate number one target for Lamar, and now they might finally have it. Imagine that connection. Lamar scrambling, extending the play, and finding McLaurin downfield for a 40-yard bomb. It's the kind of play Ravens fans have been dreaming about for years, and if everything goes right, this duo could be absolutely electric. Reports suggest that the Ravens sent a package including a first-round pick and a young defensive player to the Commanders, who seem to be leaning toward a rebuild under their new front office. McLaurin, who has been the heart and soul of Washington's offense for the past few seasons, leaves behind a fan base that adored him. But let's be real, he deserves a shot to compete for a ring. And Baltimore gives him exactly that. The Ravens have been on the cusp of greatness for the last few years, always just one or two pieces away from being truly unstoppable. Now, with McLaurin in the mix, this offense could go from dangerous to downright lethal. It's not just about adding talent. It's about chemistry, leadership, and the hunger to win. McLaurin brings all of that in spades. He's a pro's pro, disciplined, explosive, and relentless. You can already sense the excitement buzzing through Baltimore right now. For the Commanders, this move is bittersweet. Losing a player of McLaurin's caliber is never easy, but this could be part of a bigger picture. The team's new direction seems focused on rebuilding from the ground up, maybe clearing cap space, maybe stockpiling picks for a future franchise quarterback. Still, fans are understandably frustrated. Terry was more than a receiver. He was a symbol of hope during some tough years in D.C. Every Sunday, no matter how bad things got, he brought intensity, professionalism, and heart. It's rare to see that kind of consistency, especially in a team that's gone through so much instability. For Baltimore, though, this is exactly the kind of player they've been missing, a veteran who doesn't just elevate his own game but lifts everyone around him. You can bet that Lamar Jackson is smiling from ear to ear right now because he finally has a weapon that can match his level of competitiveness. What makes this move even more fascinating is what it says about Baltimore's mindset heading into the season. They're not playing it safe anymore. They're swinging for the fences, showing the league that they're tired of coming close and want to go all the way. The Ravens have always been known for their defense, for their toughness, for that gritty Baltimore identity. But this trade signals a shift. It says, we're ready to dominate on both sides of the ball. Adding McLaurin is a power move, the kind of statement that echoes through locker rooms across the league. Opposing defensive coordinators are already sweating, trying to figure out how they're going to cover McLaurin, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, and still keep Lamar contained. That's a nightmare waiting to happen. And it's not just about stats or highlights. This changes the psychology of every matchup the Ravens will face. You can already feel the reaction online exploding. Ravens fans are flooding social media with excitement, posting mock highlight edits, speculating about jersey numbers, and declaring Super Bowl runs before the ink on the trade papers is even dry. Meanwhile, Commanders fans are venting frustration, reminiscing about McLaurin's clutch catches, his leadership in the locker room, and his loyalty to a franchise that often didn't give him enough support. It's emotional, it's raw, and it's exactly the kind of story that makes the NFL so unpredictable and thrilling. But behind all the noise, there's a sense that this might actually be a win-win scenario. Washington gets the flexibility to rebuild, and Baltimore gets that final offensive spark they've been missing. In a league where timing is everything, the Ravens may have struck at just the right moment. Now the big question, how will this new duo, Lamar Jackson and Terry McLaurin, actually look on the field? Chemistry isn't built overnight, but when you have two players this gifted, this competitive, it usually doesn't take long. McLaurin's route running is crisp, his hands are dependable, and his ability to separate from defenders is elite. Pair that with Lamar's arm talent and improvisation, and we might be looking at one of the most exciting quarterback-receiver tandems in the league. Training camp and preseason will be must-watch moments for Ravens fans. The energy, the hype, the anticipation, it's all about to hit another level. One thing's for sure, the AFC just got a lot more interesting, and Baltimore is officially all in on chasing that Lombardi trophy. The reaction from around the league has been nothing short of explosive. Analysts are calling this one of the boldest trades of the year, and you can't really argue with that. Terry McLaurin isn't just any receiver. He's one of those guys who changes the entire dynamic of an offense. His speed forces safeties to play deeper, his route precision opens up opportunities for teammates, and his leadership sets a tone in the locker room. You think about the Ravens' recent struggles in the playoffs, stalled drives, dropped passes, miscommunications, and suddenly, you see how McLaurin fits right into solving those issues. He's dependable. He's that guy who shows up every Sunday ready to make plays. And when the lights are brightest, he doesn't shrink. Baltimore needed that type of mentality if they truly wanted to go from contenders to champions. It's not just about numbers. It's about presence, and McLaurin brings it in spades. Some insiders are already whispering that Lamar personally pushed for this move behind the scenes, having expressed to the front office that he wanted more firepower on the outside. Whether or not that's true, it's clear that the Ravens have finally decided to build fully around their star quarterback. In previous seasons, it felt like the team was hesitant, always leaning on the run game and the defense to carry them. But in today's NFL, you need balance. You need to score points. And now, with McLaurin, Andrews, and Flowers, this offense might finally have the balance it's been missing. The ripple effects are going to be massive. Defenses won't be able to stack the box like they used to, which means more lanes for the running backs, more time for Lamar to operate, and more explosive plays waiting to happen. It's the kind of move that redefines an entire playbook. In Washington, though, the shock hasn't worn off. McLaurin was supposed to be part of the Commanders' long-term core, a captain, a leader, and one of the few consistent bright spots in a franchise that's had its fair share of turbulence. But the NFL is a business, and sometimes business means tough decisions. Sources close to the team suggest that McLaurin himself wanted a change of scenery, a chance to compete for something bigger. And who can blame him? He gave everything to the Commanders, often playing through injuries and still putting up big numbers despite constant quarterback changes. Baltimore gives him stability, structure, and a real shot at a championship. Still, Washington fans are heartbroken, and you can't really blame them. McLaurin was their guy, humble, hardworking, and fiercely loyal. It's the end of an era for DC and the start of something new for Baltimore. What's really interesting now is how the Ravens locker room is reacting. Word around the league is that the vibe in Baltimore's facility has completely shifted since the news broke. Players are buzzing, coaches are fired up, and there's a renewed sense of belief that this could finally be their year. McLaurin's arrival adds not just talent, but also accountability. He's known for his meticulous preparation, his film study, his attention to detail. That kind of professionalism is contagious. Younger players will feed off that. And for Lamar, having a target he can fully trust, especially in crunch time, could elevate his game to an MVP level again. There's a real sense that this move could be the missing piece that transforms Baltimore from a good team into a great one. And when you look at their roster now, it's hard to disagree. On the field, the possibilities are endless. Picture the Ravens lining up in a spread formation, McLaurin on one side, Zay Flowers on the other, Andrews in the slot, and Lamar in shotgun, scanning the defense. How do you stop that? Defensive coordinators are going to lose sleep trying to figure it out. McLaurin's versatility allows him to line up anywhere, outside, inside, motioning across the formation, and that unpredictability will keep defenses guessing. His chemistry with Lamar will only grow with time, and once they click, it's going to be fireworks. The Ravens have always been a physical, grinded-out team, but this move gives them the ability to be dynamic, creative, and unpredictable. If you thought Baltimore's offense was fun to watch before, just wait until McLaurin takes the field in that purple and black uniform. At the end of the day, this trade feels like one of those rare win-win deals that reshape the narrative for both teams. The Commanders get the assets they need to build for the future, and the Ravens get their star receiver, a true difference maker. The league runs on stories like this: risk, reward, emotion, and hope. For Terry McLaurin, it's a chance to chase greatness. For Lamar Jackson, it's a chance to silence doubters once and for all. And for the Ravens organization, it's a declaration. They're not waiting anymore. They're going for it. The city of Baltimore is buzzing, the locker room is alive, and the rest of the AFC better take notice. Because with this move, the Ravens just made it clear, they're not just playing for the playoffs. They're coming for the crown. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. The buzz around Baltimore hasn't stopped since the announcement dropped, and it feels like the entire city has been set on fire with excitement. Everywhere you go, from the bars in Fells Point to the tailgates outside M&T Bank Stadium, fans are talking about Terry McLaurin. Jerseys are already being ordered, podcasts are breaking down film, and analysts are debating just how high this Ravens offense can soar. There's this rare, electric optimism in the air, the kind that only comes when a franchise makes a move that feels destiny-level. For years, people have said Lamar Jackson needed that one elite wide receiver to take him over the top, and now he finally has one. This isn't just a roster upgrade, it's a cultural spark. You can feel it in the way players are posting cryptic emojis on social media, in the way fans are talking about revenge tours, and in the way the entire AFC North suddenly feels a little more nervous. Baltimore isn't just chasing wins anymore, they're chasing legacy. Meanwhile, across the league, general managers and front offices are paying attention. Moves like this send ripples through the NFL because they change how teams think about aggression, timing, and championship windows. The Ravens, traditionally known for their patience and draft development, just sent a loud message. They're done waiting. In a league where windows of opportunity can close fast, Baltimore's front office is saying loud and clear that they believe their time is now. McLaurin's presence forces other teams to reevaluate their own priorities. Suddenly, contenders like Kansas City, Buffalo, and Cincinnati have to think about how they'll match up with this new offensive juggernaut. You can already imagine the headlines once the season starts. McLaurin's magic in Baltimore. Lamar's new weapon changes everything. Ravens offense reborn. It's the kind of narrative that fuels rivalries, sells tickets, and keeps fans glued to every snap. And deep down, you know this isn't just hype. It's real, tangible excitement backed by legitimate football power. But beyond all the analysis and speculation, there's something poetic about this move. Terry McLaurin has always been the underdog story, the quiet star who never complained, who kept producing no matter the circumstances, who earned respect the hard way. Now, he walks into a situation where his talent can truly shine, surrounded by a team that shares his hunger and a quarterback who understands what it means to be doubted. It's almost cinematic. Two players from different paths, both carrying chips on their shoulders, joining forces to chase something bigger. And that's why this trade feels special, not just for Baltimore, not just for Lamar, but for the game itself. It's about belief, redemption, and the pursuit of greatness. The Ravens didn't just add a receiver. They added a heartbeat, a spark, a statement to the entire league that says, we're not here to compete. We're here to conquer. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.